What is humanity? What is the underlying nature that resounds in each of us? Who are we? These questions have troubled philosophers and scholars throughout the centuries since man's beginning. Timeless queries into man's origins, nature, and purpose have baffled mankind, from the ancient Egyptian, Chinese, and Greek cultures to our modern world of technology and scientific discovery. Answers to these questions have engendered a vast array of worldviews spanning all continents, ages, races, and peoples. So, what is humanity?
The Bible provides the Christian with insight into these troubling questions of existence through God's revelation.
Perhaps one of the biggest questions to answer about humanity is, how did humanity come about? At the beginning of the world, God created all of creation. He spoke, and the fabric of time and space was born. He spoke, and the waters of the earth separated and formed dry land. He spoke, and light began to shine. He spoke, and the stars burned themselves into existence. He spoke, and the waters and the air filled with living creatures. He spoke, and the lands populated themselves with all sorts of living creations. But humanity was created differently. On the sixth day, God created man from the dust of the earth and formed him with his own hands. He took man and breathed into him the breath of life. He then took from man a single rib and created woman. Together man and woman were humanity. Alone among all creation, humanity was created by the hands of God. Man is the climax of creation. Once humanity was created, creation was complete. God gave man dominion over all creation and charged him to rule it well.
Man and woman were each created like God, but not as God. Each member of humanity has the Spirit of God, but all are lacking the wisdom and the power that the Lord Himself has. Man was created with a body, a mind, and a soul. The body is the physical part of man. It is this part of mankind that was created from the dust of the earth. The mind of man is the portion that influences reason. The mind is constantly found all throughout creation. Anywhere intelligence is found, the mind is found also. The soul is what makes man unique among all creation. The soul is the source for all morals, purpose, and emotions.
Although man has dominion over creation, he still must abide by natural laws. Man is bound by time and physics because he is a created being. Unlike God, who is omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient, mankind cannot comprehend the fabric of the world, and so must abide by the laws established within it. Without these laws, humanity would fall apart. Man was created for eternal existence, but he is bound by these mortal bodies.
Man was not always sinful. After creation, man was perfect. He was able to talk to God face to face and have no shame. But man also was given free will. This free will gave man the choice to betray God and his created nature. This proved to be humanity's downfall. One day, the serpent convinced the founders of humanity to betray their maker and eat of the fruit of the tree. This created the fallen man. When man fell, he departed from the true God. Fallen man's heart became corrupt. Genesis 8:21 says, "The imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth." He broke the commands of God and created a divide that he can never cross. Because of his sin, fallen man is destined for hell.
Even though man has fallen from his original perfect state, there still remains evidence of the eternal nature of man. Some philosophers have called human nature a conglomeration of both the spiritual and physical realms. Often, the mind of man is viewed as the crux between these two realms, being comprised of both a spiritual soul and a physical embodiment. Man contains both the soul and a body. Proverbs 20:27 says, "The spirit of a man is the lamp of the Lord, searching the inner depths of his heart." The soul links humanity to the spiritual realm of God, and the physical to the natural world.
Man is also purposeful. Man possesses a distinct purpose for all that he does, but also possesses a universal purpose which applies to all mankind. Throughout the scriptures, man's purpose is enumerated as to worship God and to bring him glory. This purpose drives mankind, whether known or unknown, to search and reach for the fulfillment of this purpose. Often, due to humanity's fallen nature, this reach extends only to that which man can see and feel.
Man has work. Even though mankind is fallen in the presence of God, God instills work into mankind. God himself treasures man. The Bible reveals this truth with the story of Christ and the life of Scripture.
Not all of the nature of humanity is able to be discerned by our skewed perspective as part of mankind. However, we have answers available to us within God's revelation through Scripture that provides the missing links to our knowledge of ourselves. Though mankind has discovered much about itself, the aspect of man will remain somewhat mysterious for all time to come, until the end of the earth. So, what is humanity?
There you stood in disbelief, trying all you could to see